He drives a $68,000 truck. His savings account has $340 in it. She just got back from Cancun. She's carrying $14,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest. He talks about the market at parties. His 401k contribution rate is 0. She just bought a house she cannot actually afford. The mortgage payment is 51% of her take-home pay. She told everyone it was a good investment. 4 people, 4 different zip codes, 4 different incomes, one identical financial reality hidden underneath. According to a 2024 Bankrate survey of over 2,500 American adults, 53% of people earning between $50,000 and $100,000 say they live paycheck to paycheck, not because they earn too little, because the money is going somewhere you cannot see on their Instagram. The performance of wealth is the enemy of wealth. That is what this video is about. 7 specific ways people confuse looking solvent with actually being solvent, and what happens to the gap between those two things over time. Stay through all 7. Number 5 is the one most people have never named out loud, and it is the one that costs the most. Meet Ryan. Ryan is 36 years old. He earns $118,000 a year. Ryan believes he is doing well. That is the important sentence. Ryan believes he is doing well. He has a good job. He got promoted twice in 4 years. He owns a car, a condo, decent furniture, a closet full of clothes that cost what they look like they cost. When people ask how he's doing financially, he says, "Good," and he means it. His net worth is negative $23,400. Not because Ryan is irresponsible, not because he doesn't think about money, but because every single financial decision Ryan has made has been optimized for one thing: appearing financially stable to people around him. And that optimization has been working perfectly. Ryan is not alone. Ryan is the median. Sign 1, the car payment that never ends. Every financial advisor, every personal finance book, every well-meaning parent says the same thing. Own your car, don't lease. Build equity. Get out from under the payment. But here is what is actually happening beneath the surface. The average new vehicle transaction price in the United States hit $48,759 in 2024, according to Cox Automotive's annual market report. The average monthly car payment for a new vehicle, $738. The average loan term, 68 months. That is almost 6 years of $738 a month, and almost nobody pays it off and stops. They trade it in. They roll the remaining balance into the next loan. According to Edmunds, 38% of car buyers who trade in their vehicle carry negative equity from the previous loan into the purchase of the next one. They are paying for a car they no longer own while also paying for the car they are currently driving. The psychological concept at work here is called the endowment effect, the tendency to overvalue things we possess and undervalue the cost of maintaining possession. Once a car feels like mine, the payment feels like maintenance, not loss. Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky identified this in research that eventually won a Nobel Prize. The car is not the status symbol. The payment is. Picture a Tuesday evening, not a special Tuesday, a random one. Ryan is at a gas station filling up his truck. The pump clicks to $94. Well, he does not react visibly. He has the unconscious arithmetic of someone who has made peace with a number that used to bother him. The truck is paid for, technically, by which he means the payment is budgeted. Budgeted is doing a lot of work in that sentence. Someone with identical income who bought a 3-year-old sedan for $22,000 cash 3 years ago has freed up $738 a month. Over 60 months, that is $44,280 before any investment return. In a market index fund averaging 10% annually, it becomes something closer to $57,000. Ryan's truck is worth $31,000 today. He owes $34,500 on it. He is negative $3,500 on a depreciating asset, and he calls it an asset. Sign 2. the house that was supposed to fix everything. The advice goes like this. Rent is just throwing money away. Buying a home builds equity. Every dollar of your mortgage payment is an investment, and honestly, it makes sense on the surface. Of course, owning sounds better than renting. Ask yourself this: what percentage of your total housing cost actually builds equity? Not your mortgage payment, your total housing cost. Property taxes, HOA fees, insurance, maintenance, the roof that needed replacing, the HVAC that will eventually, the appliances that came with the house. A 2023 analysis by the National Association of Realtors found that homeowners spend an average of 1 to 4% of their home's value annually on maintenance alone. On a $400,000 home, that is between $4,000 and $16,000 per year. Money that builds precisely zero equity and appears in no social media post about homeownership. Ryan bought his condo for $385,000 with a 5% down payment. That is $19,250 down. His mortgage payment is $2,340 per month at a 7.1% interest rate. In his first year of payments, $19,800 went to principal. The remaining $8,280 went to interest. He also paid $4,200 in property taxes, $2,400 in HOA fees, and $3,100 in maintenance costs, including a dishwasher that stopped working 4 months after he moved in. His neighbor, same building, rents an identical unit for $1,950 per month and invests the difference. The performance of wealth is the enemy of wealth. Sign 3. Lifestyle inflation that moves faster than income. Every time you get a raise, every financial conversation around you delivers the same implicit signal. You earned this upgrade. But here's what that advice costs you in real dollars. Between 2020 and 2024, the median household income in the United States increased by approximately 16% in nominal terms, according to the U.S. Census Bureau's current population survey. During the same period, average consumer spending increased by 21%. We are spending faster than we are earning, not because we are struggling, because each new income level comes with a new reference group, new coworkers, new neighbors, new social expectations, and we match them. This is the mechanism researchers call social comparison theory, first systematically described by psychologist Leon Festinger in 1954. And since studied extensively by the Cornell University Behavioral Economics Lab under Robert Frank. We do not evaluate our financial position in absolute terms. We evaluate it relative to the people we can see. And the people we can see keep changing as we earn more. Ryan got a $14,000 raise 2 years ago. He immediately upgraded his streaming subscriptions, started ordering dinner instead of cooking 4 nights a week, and began going to a gym that costs $180 a month instead of the one that cost $35. He also started shopping at a grocery store where the produce looks different. None of these were conscious decisions. Each one felt proportionate to his new income. Together, they absorbed $1,100 of the $1,167 monthly increase his raise produced, before taxes. After taxes, the raise gave him $840 a month. The new lifestyle cost $1,100. He is now earning more and saving less than he was 2 years ago. Sign 4. The credit card that never hits zero. The belief this entire industry is built on. Credit cards are fine if you pay them off every month. Low interest is for people who are bad with money. Here's the part that changes everything. Take the card that gets paid off every month, not the debt card, the responsible card, the one with points. According to a 2024 Federal Reserve Bank of Boston study on consumer payment behavior, households that primarily use credit cards, even those who report paying in full monthly, spend an average of 12 to 18% more than households using cash or debit for equivalent purchases categories. Not because they are irresponsible, because the psychological distance between swiping and paying creates a measurably different relationship with the cost of a thing at the moment of purchase. This is sometimes called payment decoupling, the separation in time and emotional experience between a purchase and its cost. Now, when you tap a card for $180 of groceries, your brain does not process the same signal it would process handing over 9 $20 bills. The resistance is lower. The quantity purchased adjusts accordingly. Ryan has 2 credit cards. He pays them off most months. Most months. There are 3 or 4 months per year when something comes up, a trip, a car repair, a birthday, and the balance carries. He pays the minimum. He tells himself he'll catch up next month. His average revolving balance across those 2 cards over the past 18 months is $4,200. At an average APR of 21.7%, that is costing him $911 per year in interest alone. He has not noticed because the minimum payment is $84 per month, and $84 a month does not feel like $911 per year. Most people stop watching here, not because the video gets boring. Why? Because it starts to get too accurate. Right now, you are aware of something you were not aware of 20 minutes ago. Not a fact you did not know, a pattern you have not looked at directly until this moment. The gap between how your finances look and what is actually happening inside them. That awareness is not comfortable. Good. Uncomfortable awareness is the only thing that has ever preceded a real structural change. Inspiration does not change behavior. The specific discomfort of seeing the exact number, that does. The second half of this video is harder than the first, because the next signs are not committed by people who are irresponsible. They are committed by people who are working hard, making income, are doing what they were told, and still watching the gap between their income and their net worth stay exactly where it has always been. Sign 5. Funding other people's lifestyle with yours. You might assume the expensive dinner was spontaneous. You might assume the vacation your group of friends takes every year is because you all genuinely want to go, but the math tells a completely different story. A 2023 CNBC/Morning Consult survey found that 36% of Americans have gone into debt specifically to keep up with spending habits of friends and family. Not consumer debt generally. Debt specifically attributed by the respondent to social pressure around shared activities. Vacations, weddings, events, dinners. Now, the technical name for the mechanism is normative social influence, the tendency to conform to behavior not because we believe it is correct, but because we fear the social cost of deviation. It was studied extensively by social psychologist Solomon Asch in his conformity experiments and has since been applied directly to consumer financial behavior by researchers at the University of Chicago's Booth School of Business. Ryan went to a bachelor party in Nashville last spring. He did not want to go. He could not actually afford to go. He went anyway. He spent $1,400 over 3 days. He put $900 of it on a credit card. When he got home, he did not tell his girlfriend the real number. He told her an approximate one. He had that conversation at a kitchen table on a Sunday night. She asked how much the trip cost. Toss, he said, around $800. The card statement said $1,400. The $600 difference was not a lie, exactly. It was a rounding error in service of not having a conversation he did not have the energy for. The performance of wealth is the enemy of wealth. Sign 6. Zero invested in the decade that compounds fastest. 2 numbers side by side. Someone who invests $500 per month from age 25 to 35, 10 years, and then stops completely, earning a 7% average annual return, arrives at 65 with approximately $600, $2,000. Someone who starts at 35 and invests $500 per month for 30 consecutive years at the same rate arrives at 65 with approximately $567,000. The person who started earlier, contributed for a third as long, ends up with more money. In the 2024 data from Vanguard's How America Saves report confirms the pattern. Median 401k balance for participants aged 25 to 34 is $14,933. The median for participants aged 35 to 44 is $37,557. For participants aged 55 to 64, $87,571. At 55 to 64, with less than a decade to retirement, the median household is working with $87,571. Social Security is not retirement savings. It was designed as a supplement. This is the actuarial reality of a generation that spent the decade of maximum compounding looking financially comfortable instead of becoming financially stable. Ryan is 36. He has been working for 13 years. His 401k balance is $22,000. He contributed just enough to get the employer match for most of those years. He spent the years he cannot get back doing what looked responsible, paying the minimum, keeping up, showing up to Nashville. Show compound interest graph here, the hockey stick that starts at 25 versus the one that starts at 35. Sign 7, the net worth number you have never actually written down. Ask yourself honestly, do you know your actual net worth right now? Not approximate, not probably around. The specific number, including every liability. Pull up your bank app right now. Add the balances. Then open whatever account holds your student loans, your car note, your credit card balances. Subtract one from the other. That number is your net worth, not your salary, not your house's Zestimate. The number after everything you owe is removed from everything you own. A 2022 study from the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority's Investor Education Foundation found that 43% of American adults could not correctly answer basic questions about their own debt load, not philosophical questions, factual ones about balances they were actively carrying. This is not a math problem. This is an attention problem. We pay attention to income because income is visible, monthly, deposited with a notification. Net worth is invisible. Nobody sends you a push notification when your net worth moves, and so most people earning solid incomes are navigating without it. Ryan has never written his net worth on a piece of paper. When I say that number to you, negative $23,400, that is the first time that number has existed as a single written figure in his life. He knew all the components. He just never added them up and looked at what they produced together. The performance of wealth is the enemy of wealth. The self-check. Pull up your bank app right now. I mean that, not later. Right now. What is the actual dollar amount in your investment or retirement accounts? Not the total you have contributed, the current balance. Now, look at what has left your account in the last 12 months toward debt that is not a mortgage. Credit cards, car notes, any loan. Add that number. Which one is larger? Neither answer is wrong. One of them means you already know exactly what you are going to do when this video ends. The pattern. Every sign in this video was made by someone trying to look like they were doing the right thing, rather than calculating what the right thing actually was. This is not a character flaw. It is an identity problem. The financial identity most of us were handed by advertising, by the mortgage industry, by social media, by watching our parents, is not a wealth-building identity. It is a wealth-signaling identity, and the two are not the same thing. They are, in measurable dollar terms, opposites. You were not given bad information because anyone wanted to harm you. You were given information that was good for other people's businesses. That is a different thing. And recognizing the difference is the first structural move. Ryan, 2 years later. Ryan did not get a raise. He did not sell the condo at a miraculous profit. He did not win anything. He wrote the number down. Negative $23,400. And then he looked at it for a long time. He sold the truck, bought a 4-year-old Camry for $17,000 cash. He freed up $738 per month overnight. He automated $600 of that directly to a Roth IRA the day after the sale, before it could be visible in his checking account, before he could spend it on something that looked like a decision but wasn't. He stopped going to events he could not afford. He told one friend he could not make a trip. The friendship survived. 2 years later, Ryan's net worth is positive $11,200. Not impressive to look at from outside, profoundly different to live inside of. He did not change his income. He changed what his income was building. What that Saturday feels like. It is 8:22 on a Saturday morning. Not a specific important Saturday, just one. There is no alarm. And the alarm off is not a small thing. It is the absence of a specific anxious contraction in the chest that used to happen between the alarm and the first coffee. It is gone. He makes coffee. His phone is face down on the counter. He does not pick it up for 17 minutes. When he does, there is no push notification from a credit card company. There is no minimum payment reminder. There is no "Your payment is due in 3 days" banner at the top of an app. There is a number in a brokerage account doing something quiet and compound and indifferent to whether he is watching it or not. The number is $34,000. It is not enough to retire on. It is enough to feel like it is going somewhere. He is not worried about the car payment. There is no car payment. He is not worried about what he told his girlfriend last spring about Nashville. He told her the real number. She was not as upset as he thought she would be. The coffee is good. It is from a bag he bought at a regular grocery store. It tastes the same as the expensive one. That is what the other side of this feels like. Not rich, not finished, just not performing.